I don't own any of the footage or music in this video at all. I make no money off of any of this. The only piece of material that I own is my intro. So please enjoy the video.
Fillmore, fuel!
Okay, I'm here. What's going on?
No, not me! Her!
What if Lightning McQueen stayed in the final race in Cars 3? This is Demanscription. By popular demand and a very even poll on Instagram, we're doing what if Lightning McQueen won the final race in Cars 3. The reason why I'm writing this is to not improve Cars 3. Not at all. I think Cars 3 is actually a pretty good movie. It's just the ending that griped me at the end. As much as I loved seeing Cruz win and finally get a chance to race, I wanted McQueen to win. There was a little piece of me that wanted McQueen to stay in and win and finally beat Jackson Storm and show that he can still race. So, the only changes I would make in this would be that Cruz actually got her shot to race, and it clearly wasn't for her, so she decided to be a trainer. And she was such a big idol, she was such a big fan of McQueen's that the chance to train him was her goal. Sterling would not be in the pits. He would actually be up in the stands with Daryl and Bob. Next, everything up until right before the Florida 500 would change. Because here's what would happen. McQueen finally passes Cruz. And he's beaten her finally. He's shown improvement. That means that he can race against Storm. Now, there's no sympathy. There's no Cruz is mopey. Now McQueen is mopey. No, she's proud of him for beating her. Because this is what she's wanted to train him for, and she's been such a big fan of his. Alright. It's the Florida 500. The race starts just exactly how the movie does, with McQueen in the back, not seeming ready. But with Smokey and Cruz in the pits, nothing can go wrong. Right before the race starts, the little girl shouts out, and then the race starts. The entire race would stay the exact same, except we would show McQueen moving, pushing himself even harder than expected. He would be racing more powerful and more angry than he ever has in his entire racing career. Because if you remember what happens in Cars 3, this is his last race to prove that he can still keep going, and so that he won't have to retire. So, McQueen is making his way up, but there's a crash, causing McQueen to swerve out off the track with the others, but he does the dock turn, getting him back on the track. It's like Cars 1. It's just amazing. People are amazed and so happy to see McQueen back on the track and love seeing him do that signature turn. The announcers get nostalgic. Sterling gets a little nostalgic. I dumbed down Sterling a little bit instead of being all corporate. I want him to actually seem like a fan to McQueen. I don't want him to seem as like, oh, once you retire, I can sell on you, even though I'm choosing this as a fan. I never liked that. If he wanted to be a fan, he would know that this is what McQueen wants to keep doing. So, he sees the turn and he's like, all right, McQueen's coming in. So, McQueen gets back on the track. He's clearly out of breath. He's been pushing way too hard, but he knows that he has to keep going. He keeps pushing with an angry face, determination. He catches up to the big three, Danny, Green, and Storm in the lead. Smokey says to McQueen in his headset, all right, you've made it. You made this far. Now, get up there and remember your training. McQueen responds, let's do this.
Oh, tell him he has 3 laps laps to catch me.
Cruz says you got 3 laps to catch her. Yeah, okay. Tell her thanks.
McQueen chuckles, giving him confidence. McQueen revs his engine and moves up to the 3, passing Green and Danny. Danny's shocked to see him, but yet a little bit proud. Storm's crew chief speaks to Jackson. McQueen's coming up on you. Remind him who the new rookie is. Storm slows down, getting to McQueen's speed. Says to him, "Hey, McQueen, good to have you back. Maybe this time you won't crash like your friends." McQueen is silent, focusing only on the track, not even on Storm. But the words clearly fazed him, reminding him of the king back in the first movie. Storm says to McQueen, "Hey, champ, you may think that you can win, but you won't. Because no matter how hard you try, you'll always be run down like your friends, Cal and Bobby." McQueen hears those names, thinks, and it sinks in. Jackson smirks, says to McQueen, "It hasn't been an honor racing with you, champ." Smokey says to McQueen, "Calm down. He's getting in your head, but really, you're in his head the entire time. Keep going. You can't slow down." Cruz tells him the exact same thing, with everyone in the pits cheering on McQueen. McQueen gets back into it. Keeps going. We go up to Jackson. He says to his crew chief, "So, is McQueen slowing down?" Then, McQueen says to Storm on his left, "More like speeding up, Storm." Storm is shocked to see McQueen behind him. McQueen starts going off, rambling, getting in his head. "You know, I may be old, but I still got some tricks up my hood." McQueen passes Storm, getting a major lead. Smokey says to McQueen, "You're doing awesome, kid. You got 4 laps left. Make them stick." McQueen smiles, says, "This one's for you, Doc," making a callback to the beginning of the film. McQueen's going as fast as he's ever gone before. We go up to Daryl and Bob, commentating. Look at McQueen, Bob, taking the lead. He might win this." Bob says to Daryl, "I've just gotten an update on McQueen's speed. He's just broken Storm's record." Daryl says to Bob with a high amount of energy, "Now, Bob, you know I don't like to pick sides, but let's go, McQueen!" McQueen is gliding through the track. Storm only 20 feet behind him. Smokey talks to McQueen on the mic. You're doing awesome, kid. You just beat Storm's speed record. Keep it up, but stay in control. Don't swerve out." Then, out of nowhere, Storm hits McQueen on the rear end. Due to McQueen's speed, he spins out of control, but McQueen drives backwards, passing Storm. A straight callback to Cars 1. McQueen turns around and takes back the lead. Storm gets furious and tries to hit McQueen, and then slams him into the wall, scratching his paint and hurting McQueen. Storm, in anger, says, "If you think you can beat me, you're dead wrong, old man." McQueen says to Storm, "Oh yeah? Well, can old man do this?" Jackson, confused, "What?" McQueen then says to him, "Hey, storm's over. Now here comes the lightning." McQueen puts his wheel up on the wall and flips over Storm. The crowd and McQueen's crew are shocked and silent. McQueen lands on the left side of Storm and wins the race, with Storm mad, screaming, "No!" McQueen was exhausted and stunned. He won. He did it. He beat Storm. He finally beat him. All the other racers congratulate McQueen on his win. McQueen goes to his pit where everyone and newscasts are waiting for him. Everyone congratulates him on his win, and then he sees Cruz and Smokey. Smokey says to McQueen, "Never touch any wall." McQueen finishes the sentence, "Unless I wanted to." They both smile with respect. Smokey says to McQueen, "You made Hut proud, kid. You made him proud." He smiles and says to Smokey calmly, "Thanks, Smokey." Smokey drives off. McQueen looks at Cruz and says to her, "Listen, Cruz, I couldn't have won it without you, and I owe you one. So I was wondering if..." McQueen gets cut off by newscasters coming up to him, asking questions. Great job on the win, McQueen. How's it feel to beat Storm? Where did you learn that move? What are you going to do now that you've won? McQueen tells everyone to settle down and says, well, first off, I plan to keep on racing, but I've learned that some other people deserve a spot and chance to race. He looks at Cruz subtly. So, I'm not only going to still be racing, but I will be teaching other racers. Jackson Storm, coming up behind everyone, questions McQueen. And who is this mysterious racer, McQueen? He says to Jackson and everyone in the crowd, I'm glad you asked. The person I'll be teaching is Cruz Ramirez, my trainer. Everyone gasps. Cruz is shocked and speechless. Wait, what? McQueen says to Cruz, I know you raced before and it didn't work out, but if you can help me win, then I can help you race like a winner. Storm yells out, or like a loser. Come on, champ. Even if she can race, who's going to want to be your sponsor? Sterling, coming down from the booth, questions the decision by saying, he's got you there, McQueen. I can't race her since you're still racing, and no other sponsors are taken right now. Tex comes behind him with the king and Cal.
Welcome all to historic Willie's Butte for today's great exhibition of speed.
Thanks, guys.
Nice paint, kiddo.
Pardon me, big hat coming through.
Get her done, 51!
Great number. Was McQueen's idea. He felt HUD would have wanted you to have it.
I love it.
Oh, it's perfect. It's very old school.
Did someone just say old school?
Trying something new. I like it.
Wow. Subtle.
Figured if I'm gonna be your crew chief, I'd better do it in style.
What's Mr. Sterling gonna say?
I'm actually more worried about what Tex is gonna say, considering he, bought Rusty's. Thanks, Tex.
I made that Sterling fella a Texas-size offer.
So, you ready to start training?
I don't know. You ready to lose again?
Oh, hope you got your fluffy cloud.
I hope you got your drip pan.
Got my drip pan and I'm taking my nap.
Bring it on, old man.
Luigi?
Then, a post-credits scene. There's a loud noise coming from Doc's storage room. McQueen and Mater open the door. A giant portal opens. McQueen and Mater are confused. McQueen says, wow. Mater says, dang gone. The portal gets bigger and McQueen tries to get away, but it's sucking him in. McQueen latches onto Mater's cable and says, Mater, push it! Mater uses the jet boosters he got from Cars 2, but they're not powerful enough. The cable breaks, Mater goes flying, and McQueen gets sucked in, echoing a scream to Mater. Mater! So, that was What If McQueen stayed in the final race in Cars 3. Is it perfect? No. Could it have been better? Edited. Yes. Does this make any sense? Sure, why not? But this rewrite meant a lot to me because McQueen was always a big hero of mine, and I felt he deserved to get the win in the final race. And as much as I love Cruz as a character, I still feel like McQueen deserved the win. And I knew that I would get hate if Cruz was just there, so I decided to change it up where they both get to race, because I don't even think in the original it was clear if McQueen was still going to train her, was still going to race or just train her. So I decided, why not have it be both, and they race against each other and Jackson Storm and improve each other on many different races. I'd say that McQueen and Cruz would go on to win 5 more seasons and would still be racing to this day. Now, if you're wondering if I'll ever do another one of these rewrites, I am planning on doing one on Incredibles 2 by having it be released by the end of this month. The reason why is because considering how long it took me to write this and considering how long the editing has taken, I decided that these should be released at the end of every month, and so that I can have more time to work on these and they won't get so rushed, and so that I can work on other videos with other people. So, I hope you enjoyed this D-Man description, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share.